I don't hear so well, so sometimes that can be a problem for me. This won't be that long. I have to write real big because I'm old enough that I don't see real well. Thank you for the kind words in the introduction, Greg. I appreciate it tremendously. I'd like to say a special thank you to the selection committee and anyone who had a hand in getting me up here today. I truly appreciate it. It's my understanding there are several people that wrote letters on my behalf, and I am truly grateful for that. I'm humbled. It's amazing to be a part of this special group. And I'd like to offer a special congratulations to my fellow classmates of 2025 induction. One of those is a young man that I truly love. I know that he was an outstanding athlete here. He was an outstanding coach here. And I truly believe that he's a better man, a better father, and a better husband, and that's John Revere. Very pleased to have so many of my family and friends here to share this with me today. It didn't dawn on me that I would be here and see so many people that I remember from the past, but to have my family here with me today, and we have 3 tables over here, so it's a pretty good group. I come from a big family anyway, but I have sisters that are here and their husbands, and I have a brother that's here and his wife. I have friends that have come in from North Carolina, friends that have come in from Florida, past players. I have a niece that's come in from Tennessee and a couple from Ohio. I have nieces and nephews. It's quite a group, and it's wonderful to have so many of them here to share this with me. Coaches' stories are a little bit different than the players' stories, and that if we're fortunate enough, we're here for a long period of time. And over the course of 2 stints, I was here for 20 years. You become ingrained in the Richmond community. I coached Little League baseball here. I fished in just about every pond in this end of the county, and you make tremendous friends, and I see so many of them here today. There's a group of people that are here today, and I thought it was only going to be 75%, but 100% of Team Lovey-Dovey are represented here today, and only they know who they are. It's good to see everyone here. I want to thank the players that meant so much to me and meant so much to our program. And it's just amazing, how many of them are here today, and how many of them I've stayed in touch with over the years. That means so much to me. This place has always been special to me. This is also my school. Besides me coaching here, it's also my school. I got a master's and a rank 1 here. My sons both went to school here. My son and his wife are both EKU graduates. My sister's an EKU graduate, so this is a family affair for us. And it's been a wonderful place for me. When I came here, my story starts in the spring of 1976. I had a meeting with Coach Kidd, and I came in and was interviewing for the graduate assistant's job. And he hired me. And so my story started in the summer of '76. And I was a graduate assistant my first year, and I coached the wide receivers. And I thought I was going to be one of these one-and-done guys. I thought I was going to be here for 1 year, and I was going to go back to Ohio and teach and coach and live my life out there. It didn't quite work out exactly like that. I came back the second year, and I ran O'Donnell Hall, the players' dorm at the time. That's a story in itself. Anybody that knows anything about O'Donnell Hall and the stories that went on over there, it was a unique experience running that. Again, I was the wide receiver coach. We had a coaching change in the middle of that season, and after about 3 games, I became the running back coach, the quarterback coach, and the wide receiver coach. And Joe Canan and I were the only 2 coaches on offense. It was really kind of crazy. I mean, if you can imagine setting up drills to get through practice where you're taking care of the quarterbacks, the receivers, and the running backs, it was unique, to say the least, unique. At the end of that season, Coach Kidd had enough confidence in me that he hired me full time. And 3 years later, Joe Canan left, and Coach Kidd offered me the job to be the offensive coordinator here. And so in a 5-year period of time, I went from being a graduate assistant to the offensive coordinator. And not just the offensive coordinator of any team, but you're talking about a team that had been to the national championship game 2 years in a row, won one of them. And so I was handed the reins of a pretty special football team after just 3 years. I was very fortunate that we had unbelievable players here at the time. My first 2 years as an offensive coordinator, we were 25-2. We lost the national championship game, and then we came back and were undefeated national champions the next year. So obviously, I was doing something right. I was at least guiding the great players that we had here in the right direction. I was thinking about this speech, and I thought to myself, if you're a coach and you want to get elected to the Hall of Fame, the first thing that you've got to have is outstanding players. And I was, like Greg mentioned, I was the quarterback coach here, and I got to coach Ernie House, Bill Hughes, Chris Isaacs, Tuck Bullen, and Lorenzo Fields, all Hall of Famers. In my time here, in my 20 years here, we had 20 players on offense that are already in the Hall of Fame. And we had another 12 players on defense that are already in the Hall of Fame. With those kind of players, you ought to be able to win a lot of games, and we did. The next thing, if you want to get into the Hall of Fame, you need to be surrounded by a great staff. And I'm not talking just about the football staff, I'm talking about the athletic staff. We had Larry Marmee, John Revere, Jack Eisen, Jim Tenere, Teddy Taylor, Joe Blankenship, Bobby Barton, Richie Bansales, Greg Stottlemyre, Carl Park, Don Combs, all Hall of Famers, and of course Roy Kidd. We had many other players, outstanding players even beside that group. But it was amazing. If you think back on those, especially on those glory days, the number of outstanding players and coaches and staff that we had here at that point in time, it's unbelievable. Coaches have all kinds of stories, and I thought to myself, if I'm going to tell stories up here, I'll tell stories when it's over, not when I'm standing up here. And we got together, several of us got together in Madison Garden last night, and we were telling unbelievably good stories. And some of them are funny, and some of them are, as I remember back on them, weren't quite so comical at the time. I was telling a story last night that if anybody has seen Lane Kiffin on the sideline getting ripped by Coach Saban, I've been there. I wasn't Coach Saban. I was the Lane Kiffin standing on the sideline getting my butt ripped for some play that I had called, and it didn't work. They scored on the play. We had the ball, and Mike Adore, who had to leave, thank God. I told him last night, I said, I love you, Mike Adore. He got the ensuing kickoff and ran it back for a touchdown. The headsets hit the ground. I never heard any more about that, so I'm really happy about that. To wrap things up, I knew I wouldn't have any problems with my 3-minute quote up here. I'm very honored. I'm very honored to be a part of this, and I want to say a special thank you again to the players, to the managers, to the coaches, and to all the staff who played a part in the unbelievable success that we had. To the people in the community for accepting me welcoming me in, helping me learn things, you know, all kinds of things. I had people talk me into coaching Little League Baseball when I didn't really want to, but that same guy introduced me to Special Olympics, and that's always been a dear thing to in my heart. And I'll wrap this up by saying Coach Kidd had it right. When he talked about EKU football, he said EKU football is a matter of pride, and EKU football is always going to be a matter of pride. And I'm extremely proud to accept this honor today. Thank you.